Well, time for a little update. Missing just a couple boxes that are in the other part of the barn, but yeah, got the herbicide in for what I'll spray, actually for hopefully the entire season. So what I'm hoping for this year is actually, I'm gonna try two things. So last year, I spent quite a bit of money on a pre-emerge. It wasn't really probably the fault of the pre-emerge. It was just the fact that it was a really dry planting season last year, and it probably went 2 weeks after planting with no rain. So what I had initially sprayed as a pre-emerge didn't get rained in, and essentially I had poor weed control. So all of my acres, I had to go back in and spray afterwards. I had also, it's just one of those that I had taken advantage of the conventional corn from FBN. Well, when you don't have good weed control from pre-emerge, you end up spending a bit more money going back and respraying. So I learned from that, and going back to the pre-emerge route, but with talking with Andy, the grumpy farmer, kind of had gotten the idea of, instead of doing a pre-emerge, just going back in there when the corn is 2-liter bottle high, and kind of going with Roundup and somewhat of a residual. So obviously, my guess is the field is going to look dirty right off the bat, but if I can get in there, spray it, kill it off, and then go with the residual, also may time up a little bit better with the rains, may have missed the heavy downpour rains that may screw it up, to may wash it away, or the dry part of the summer. So I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna do half the acres in that Roundup residual mix, and then half the acres with basically generic version of dual something. I know this. Yeah, it's essentially a generic Lumax. So the S Metachlor, the Mesotrione, and the Atrazine, and then for the Roundup mix, actually, so got the glyphosate. It's also the S Metachlor plus then the surfactant. So surfactant, water conditioner. So that will go, just gonna try half and half, see how it goes this year. I actually really liked, going back in and cleaning it up with Roundup after the fact. I think I've said it before in other videos. My dad, their farm, they always did a pre-emerge. For the longest time, they actually had it on the disc, but then they moved to just spraying it with the sprayer right after planting. But then they would do, when Roundup Ready came around, they actually did all of their acres with Roundup, and then they slowly tailed that off. Not exactly spot spraying, but more of looking at the fields that needed it instead of just covering everything. So I've never done that. I had just relied on the pre-emerge before, never completely was happy. I may side dress, it may look good, and then when I go back in the combine, it just, some of the emergence could have been after So yield wasn't impacted, but I feel like some of it was. And then anytime you have a lot of weed pressure, then it just continues to get worse. So yeah, we're gonna see how it is this year. Go half the pre-merge, see if I have to go back in with Roundup afterwards. Obviously I don't have the glyphosate right now for that. And then yeah, and then half of it going after it's up, not doing any pre-emerge. And so we'll see. I know Andy said he has really good luck with it, and I'm excited to try it out. So again, I know it was a talking video. I did go over to the equipment barn today and kind of assess what I need to do. Have a couple shanks on the field cultivator need to address, and then just add the red ball units to the planter. But overall, I'm not too worried. I'm not doing anything groundbreaking this year. Last year was a brand new planter, trying to figure that out, and also modifying the sprayer. So this should be pretty easy compared to that. But as you can see, it's not exactly the nicest outside. It's the day before Easter, so happy Easter to everybody. Yeah, happy Easter everybody. And so that means it's April 15th. And yeah, it's a long ways to go to being able to plant. My guess, if I was to take a stab at when planting is, I'm guessing middle of May this year. It's just not feeling, it's feeling like one of those years that's gonna get delayed. And so I not really anxious to get out there and just kind of muck around, and I'd like to do it right. So I'll be ready, but I'm not gonna be being stupid like I have in years past. So hopefully have something more soon and can get at it.